Hey YouTube, hey YouTube, hey! Yes, I've had a haircut. I haven't shaved yet. And you know why? Because Moses didn't shave and he was a fucking badass. Or, well, maybe I'll shave tomorrow. I'll shave tomorrow. Anyway, last night I watched Exodus Gods and Kings, I should say. And yes, I watched it for the second time. I wanted to go back and see it in 3D. Just to let you know, it's not worth seeing in 3D. It doesn't add much more to it. It's not, I mean, maybe the only, this is weird. The only times you noticed the 3D were whenever you saw like a bird just circling about. There's, it's not like there's a lot of birds, vultures, seagulls, things like that. It's not brilliant. Um, Having said that, top-notch movie, 100%. Story, it's the story of Moses. You don't need me to get into the story of Moses. Bullet points: Moses, Egypt, burning bush, let my people go, plagues, Red Sea, commandments. That's it. However, there are some bits in between that Ridley Scott saw fit to add, which is excellent. For a start, it starts off. Moses learns of his Hebrew heritage. His brother Ramses, who's played by Joel Edgerton, Moses, of course, who's played by Christian Bale. Joel Edgerton is playing Ramses, and he's kind of the trust fund kid. He's very spoilt, kind of pampered, bit of an ego about him. It's all about himself. He wants to make an impression of power. He's very jealous. You see, Moses is the natural leader, and then you've got this guy who just wants to rule. You've got a leader and a ruler, and you find the two of them are diametrically opposed to each other. Opposed to each other, I should say. He learns that he also finds out Moses' true heritage and exiles him. Moses goes off, starts a little family, becomes a shepherd off in the hills for a while, and then the burning bush happens. God comes down and says, "Look, man, you got to get those guys out of there. Enough is enough." Things get worse because Ramses wants to build a house, and he's killing people and burning the bodies by doing that, effectively. Moses goes back, lays the ultimatum down, and he ends up starting a war of attrition, which is really cool. He doesn't just go in, ask nicely, and then plagues. They start attacking granaries, farms, orchards. They're like, we're going to starve the Egyptians until they see fit to make the Hebrews either Egyptians or let them go. That's our objective here. And it's really cool, but it's nice how it turns into a little revolution. And then at some point, God, I should stress, God's in the movie. I'm not going to reveal in what capacity, in what form he takes. That'd be too much of a spoiler, I'm guessing. They don't do what they do in Noah, which is just imply there's a God and call him the creator and sort of have him speaking through visions and not. No, God is personified in this movie. He appears regularly, and it's the Old Testament God, i.e., wrath, revenge, anger. It's that God. It's not the God that you want to piss off. It's not that God. And he's looking at the war of attrition, and Moses is like, "Look, we're doing a good job, right?" And he's like, "No," and God goes, "No, it's you're not. This is taking too long. I'm going to take over here," and then plagues, which leads me to my favorite part, my favorite segment of the entire movie, the plagues. It's just outstanding, man. Just the whole sequence is brilliant. How it gets steadily worse and worse and worse. And there is one point where Spud from Trainspotting, of all people, and there's no other way to describe it, gives a scientific explanation for why these plagues are happening. He's like, this is causing this, which is causing this, which is causing this, which is causing this, and then that'll be it. Of course, he's kind of wrong, but at the same time, yes, it's all down to God, but this is how it's happening. God is using these logical reasons for this happening, Okay, first off, the Nile turns red. Why is the Nile turned red? Because all the animals have turned mad and they're eating each other. That's upset the Nile. It's kicking up a bunch of clay. Clay is poisoning the Nile, and then the fish can't swim. They're poisoned. They're dead. Frogs are looking for water. I don't know. Do you know what? I'm not going to spoil it. It's the Old Testament. You should read it anyway. Because do that. Let me see. Yeah, all told, my favorite part, honestly. Cast is a solid cast. It's an all-star cast, but it's not an ensemble cast. By which I mean you're going to be watching it and going, oh yeah, look, it's Aaron Paul. Oh yeah, it's Bud from Trainspotting. You're going to be doing that a lot throughout. You've got Ben Kingsley in the movie, Sigourney Weaver's in the movie, John Turturro's in the movie, Aaron Paul's in the movie. Is that it? Yeah, I think that's it. But still, more than you thought it was going to be. You've got Christian. It's for all of that, it's Christian. Oh, Noomi Rapace's in the movie as well, to go with a drag tattoo. Um, for all of that, it's anchored on the relationship between Ramses and Moses. Yeah, it's Christian Bale brings it as a badass confrontational Moses who's not quite in lockstep with God's plan and all that. He's like, listen, I hear what you're saying, and I'll get those people out of there, but I don't agree with your methods. That's a bit too extreme for me, God. And Joel Edgerton is a guy who's just, it's like if Draco Malfoy ever came into power, is what it's like. It's just, he's brilliant at playing this spoilt man who just believes in himself, as a god, indomitable, indefatigable, but really just very weak and very fragile, and that all comes to a head. The effects. Oh, do you know what? I should really give props to Ridley Scott here. He's the master of this. These old school feeling, sweeping epics. He showed it in Gladiator, and to an extent, he showed it in that Robin Hood movie as well. This does feel like a callback to Ben-Hur, Spartacus, even the original Moses movie with Charlton Heston. It's the sweeping landscapes. It's kind of like the first time I saw Fellowship of the Ring, where you watch that and you go, this all looks like a real landscape. There might be a bit of CGI over there, but generally speaking, this looks epic. It's just beautiful to look at, unlike the Hobbit movies, and a lot of other movies, I should say, that just rely on a CG backdrop. This is, I know they filmed it in Tunisia and Spain. It's just so sweeping, and it's deserving of this. Some of the sets are magnificent. You'll see guys riding in chariots and stuff. Man, come on. This is what you want. This is what you go for. Yeah, and props. And he really directs. It's kind of weird that you don't have Russell Crowe in this role. It kind of seems like a good fit for him, but Christian Bale knocks it out of the park as Moses. Joel Edgerton as Ramses. You like him less, but that's sort of the point. He's the villain. I again watched it in 3D. You don't need to watch it in 3D. You can give it a miss there. But otherwise, an excellent show. Well worth the Christmas blockbuster sort of slot it's been placed in, and I would definitely buy it on DVD when it comes out. But go and see it. Also go see Birdman, just because. So that's me. That's your lot. Bye, so.